Hi! So this week's routines was a series of Barridas or sweeps. This is that thing where it looks like you're pushing your partner's foot along with your toe, whereas actually you're still leading it as you normally would with a chest lead, chest connection and everything there. So there's three things that we did. Let's break it down. The first one looked a bit like this. Little sandwich there. Then we put the brakes on and the sweep. So how does that work? What we're trying to do is we start leading forward in a normal walk, and then as we come to we're stepping forward with our right, we block on her right foot and just touch toe to toe. We then sort of slow her down by applying the brakes with our right arm. So as we come forward, she doesn't go back as far, which allows us to change and start stepping through on the left foot as she's going back on her left foot. Then as we go forward again, we keep our right foot in contact with her right foot, and we get this sort of inline, sort of sweep breeder kind of effect. A few top tips: make sure that as you're doing this, you slow down there. It's straight. What we don't want is out there somewhere or big circles going around. We don't want it, we want everything to stay in line, because remember that it's still just a chest lead. Yeah, it's still the chest that's leading the direction. So her leg is going back in line with her hips. So it's not going off at any random angles. So once more. Walk, block, straight, straight. Yeah? Don't actually know how far you just went off the camera there, but never mind. Right, part 2 was heroes. So that's how to do one in a straight line. You can do the same effect going round in a hero. And just as a reminder, normal hero, forward step, side step, make sure she's collected, pivot, back step, collected, side step, yeah? And then you repeat forward, back, side, back. In this version, what we're doing is we're just using the back steps and the side steps, not using so many forward steps. And there's a reason, being because we tended to start with one forward just to get in sync. So we do a forward step, side. Now, as I pivot her, I'm going to hook with my toe on her toe. Lead her back and then sweep with that foot over to there. She collects, pivot, back, sweep, collect, pivot, back, sweep. So we're sort of completing the step. It's still being led with the chest, but we're making this connection with our toe. So as we lead her back, we follow through with our toe in contact to her foot to create this effect that it looks like I'm just pushing her foot around. Actually, pretty much the same thing would happen even if I didn't do that. There's the forward, there's the side, pivot, back, there. It's exactly the same. Back, there, back, there, yeah? It just changes the angle very slightly, but actually the step is the same with or without the breeder. It's all done with the chest lead, yeah? Okay, part 3 was a little bit more involved. We'll demo it first and then break it down. So we started off with a side step and a block, step around. That was a sort of breeder hook there. Step back, together, lift, forward, change, block, lead forward, follower is pushing this time, around we did a little hook, lift, and then out. Okay, so to break that down, we start with a side step to the right, going down, which creates this projection. We emphasise that the foot is going to stay there by putting a little block in. My weight then transfers onto my left foot. I keep her there, and I've just let the connection open up enough so that she knows not to follow me into there. I just leave her in that position and then step around. I've got to step behind. So take your time over this, don't rush it, don't try and do that in a beat. Think, okay, I've got plenty of time. I'll step around behind her. I then transfer the weight to my right foot, and that rotates her chest so she comes around with me. Also, this back foot hooks her foot into behind my right foot. Now I transfer my weight back onto the left, step back, give a bit of space. Now lead her forward to collect. At this point she's now got another foot to deal with. So I lift so she knows to step over that. Lead her forward. I do a rapid change round to catch right foot to right foot. Lead her forward. Now, you see how my foot is connected? If I was down here, the temptation would be too much for her just to step over it. But there, it's a very obvious connection. And it's sort of top of foot to top of foot. So she feels the fact that I'm leaning slightly downwards and into that she's going to push it out of the way. It doesn't always work, but you know, worst that will happen is she'll step over it. But at that point, if the Barrida works right, she'll go with it. I now, with just my upper body, twist around, and we can put a little hook in if we want to. So follows a nice little low hook. I then remove that foot, still haven't put my weight on that right, turn her, lead her forwards, and at this point I change weight to the right so that we can then walk out of it. Yeah? So just to stitch that together again, so side step to the right, step over, hook, step back, lift, around, change, forwards, hook, step out, forwards, and we can go. And that was it for today. So we had the 3 parts. As always with these things, just remember you can break them down and you can use individual pieces. You don't have to use them as whole routines. So if you find any one bit in that you like, you can use that, no problem.